So we've talked a little bit about left-hand technique here on Patreon. And I want to take a look at right-hand stuff, both with a flat pick and with finger picks, because how you use your arm on the guitar makes a huge difference in the sound you're going to make. Your left hand changes the sound. Your right hand makes the sound. And so how you address the strings of the guitar with it is really important. To get a good clean sound on an inside string, you have to press down into the guitar. So you're coming in like that. Not across the face of the guitar, the string playing, but down into it to get one string really clean. You can see that my arm is moving a little bit. My thumb is an extension of my radius. And my hand is lined up like I'm going to shake hands with somebody. My wrists and forearm they're lined up the way you'd go to shake hands, so there's no stress on the wrist at all. I'm in drop D tuning. So you come into the string like that, down into the front of the guitar, and then back up the same way. So you're going in and out at kind of an angle. So that sense of the pick at an angle, addressing the string, going down into the face of the guitar at about a 45-degree angle is a really good thing to pay attention to get a good clean sound. Now, when we move our flat pick around on the guitar, you move your whole arm. You don't just reach back with your thumb generally or wrist. So you reposition the pick by moving from your elbow, actually, rather than so much from your wrist. The wrist is flexible, but it's not. You're not reaching back for it and leaving your forearm anchored. Everything moves a little bit. So there's a little bit of linkage in here, in your forearm. But the ability to move this and not have it locked down, and certainly not to be locked down on the bridge plate itself, is really key. In the same way, we reposition the thumb and the flat pick on the guitar by moving the forearm a little bit. When you're playing with a thumb pick or playing, bare-fingered, you're going to reposition the thumb on the face of the guitar the same way. Rather than reaching back like this a lot, you're going to actually move up. And you can see. And in the same way, when we go to hit a strong note, we're going to push down into the face of the guitar a little bit, rather than just across the string planes. Strumming is a way of it, setting all the strings off at once. When you want a good strong thing, you have to displace the string a little bit, put some weight on it, and pull it away from the guitar. That's about as hard as I want to play this guitar, but you can hear me pulling it out of tune. But the idea is to put some weight on the string and then come away from the guitar a little bit. So you're going in and out a little bit like this, in the same way you would if you're playing clawhammer banjo, which is a great cross training actually for playing guitar for right-hand technique. I'm palm muting the guitar a little bit with the base of my palm on the low strings of the guitar. The strings are a little bit of an angle. If they were like this, my palm would mute the wrong part of the guitar. But here, it mutes the bass, which is exactly what I want. drop D tuning. And I'm wearing finger picks for now, just to make it really clear what's going on. And you can see that I press down into the string, not across it, not bending it that way, but down into it. This angled hit toward the front of the guitar at about a 45-degree angle is how you can get a really strong sound out of an individual string without upsetting the ones around it. You try and do that this way, and you'll pick up extra strings, but when you go down into the guitar, you get a very, very strong sound. So, and you'll notice on that inside fourth string, I'll pick up a little bit of the third string with it. And here I am muting with the side of my palm, like that. And when I'm not muting like this, I'll mute like that, with just the base of my palm on my little finger side over the bass strings, and the high strings are still free to ring. But it's very important to realize that you're going down into the guitar, not across the strings. The strum is that, but when you want an individual string, you're going to go in and get it like that. So I'm pushing in at an angle, the pick is at an angle, and I'm going into the string, I'm letting it pop out from under it. Now, when you get into Gary Davis kind of stuff, where you're working on the single string runs, then you have to exaggerate the displacement of your finger and thumb so they're not fighting for the same place on the string. And put your finger back, thumb forward. See that it picks at an angle and the strings just roll off of it. One more time. Your finger just goes in to the string plane and picks up the upstroke, so it's down.
As you figured out, making music is a matter of millimeters. Things, tiny little things, make a huge difference in how we play, how it sounds, how easy it is, how hard it is. And paying attention to this core technique of how to use your right hand on the guitar is a really key thing. Everybody has slightly different ways of solving the problems that present themselves, and they can all be good. There's some things you want to keep in mind, though, as you go at this, which is not to hyperflex your wrist this way or that way. It's very bad for your wrist, and if you play over time, you wind up with carpal tunnel syndrome or damage the ligaments in your hand. So having things lined up in a way that is just like you go to shake hands, where it's really open. The wrist is open, the thumb is lined up with the radius, and you can use your forearm a little bit to do some of the heavy lifting and get the thumb where you want it on the guitar. That's a great thing. So I hope this is helpful to you. Feel free to leave me comments, and good luck. Play on. Cheers.